Hey guys, Mustang here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be checking out LR Paikuhan and his team against the Red Zone Full Power Jiren, the final boss of the Goku story. Well, I guess it was before they released the Vegeta stage, right? Which, to be honest, is not really that difficult considering he always super attacks in slot 1. That event I don't think is particularly tough. I would say that Jiren is tougher. I think both of the events, the Vegeta story and Goku story Red Zones, the Jiren stage or the Universe Survival Saga stage is harder than the final stage against the blue Goku or Vegeta. But either way, we're going to be trying out Paikuhan. Obviously mine is 55%, right? Pulled him earlier. We've done a couple of runs with him on the link level stage. Literally only a few, so as you can see, most of his links went up to 2, a couple at 3, and then we've got a couple at 4. We do have a rainbow friend. I believe this is Toon's one. Very good build, 30 additional, 14 dodge. So he's been link leveling him, but not like crazy, but that's fine. So yeah, we're going to see how we get on. Now, one of the things that's going to be interesting is, like, for example, this Goku on turn 1, right? For the first couple of turns, he has that extra damage reduction. So he's got 70%, well, he's got 50% if he's in slot 1. And of course, Paikuhan, by being in slot 2, is going to give him the extra 10% as well. So he's going to have very solid defense here. Paikuhan obviously is going to be looking pretty good. Grab those for you, get that 18 key, and then just grab those for you as well. So everyone, well, the other World Warriors and tournament participants allies are going to get the extra 10% damage reduction for 2 turns. Of course, we get immediately supered. So, unfortunately, Goku, not really meant for slot 1. The 10-year fusions are obviously stronger once they start to get going a little bit. So, a little bit annoying for immediate slot 1 super. Gotenks probably would have been the better choice for slot 1, but considering the way I want to set up the rotations, floated him off here. Now the interesting thing is, if you have one Paikuhan on the first turn and the other Paikuhan on the second turn like we do here, when we put the second Paikuhan in slot 2 and he's locked in, it means he's giving that 10% damage reduction as well. So the other World Warriors or tournament participant allies on the actual second turn are going to have 20% damage reduction because of the 2 Paikuhans. Which means, you know, really, really good. Because, like, the characters on this next rotation are all very strong post-defensively anyway, post-super. So when you add on 20% damage reduction as well, then obviously they're going to be very solid. Again, though, we don't really have a great, like, setup for slot 1s on the next rotation either. I'm going to put the Vegeta in slot 1 and float off Gohan. Ideally, I want Gohan to come back around and then just throw him into the standby so that he can be a slot 1. Because, I mean, technically we could stand by with him now, but I'm going to go ahead and do this, get the extra, get the rainbow orbs for you. So yeah, this is the rainbow friend, and then go ahead and grab those for Gohan here. Gohan will be fine, like post super. And then yeah, Vegeta 16.2. They share a couple of links at least: Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Experienced Fighters. Obviously not the craziest link setup. I think that's probably the one downside to the Paikuhan. Is the links, right? But he's providing a lot in support when he's in the untransformed state, so it's not a huge deal, I suppose, but it does mean that the units around him maybe would be hitting slightly higher numbers, right, if they were next to somebody else, and that's the problem with him wanting to be in slot 2. Now, of course, if we don't want to transform him straight away, after the first turn, where you take advantage of that, him being in slot 2 gives everyone the damage reduction for 2 turns, he then gets all the rest of his buffs, like guard and stuff like that, if he's in slot 3 as well. So we could put him in slot 3 and see how the rest of the rotations like get set. And then, of course, once he comes back and, you know, we want to go full serious Paikuhan, then we can decide how we want to do that from there, because then he doesn't have a slot requirement. The only thing is, obviously, he's relying on dodge, which he does have 80%, but he's not really a slot 1 unit, right? You're relying, if you're putting him in slot 1, you're just relying on 80% chance to dodge, which, you know, it's a very high chance to dodge, but, you know, we've all seen those situations where that doesn't go off and it causes you to lose, which can be very annoying, but it is what it is. We've also got AGL Paikuhan. Unfortunately, this is only his first appearance, so how do we want to do this? I guess we could Float you off here. Again, this is the kind of situation I mean, though, is we will just be relying on AGL Paikuhan to get the dodge here. Then post-super, he'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then we'll get those tech orbs for you. Float you off, get the 2 10-year fusions together. And then, there you go. Paikuhan gets the dodge in slot 1. 14 mil. I mean, bear in mind, this is AGL Paikuhan with no links active as well. And 14 million attack stat, pretty decent for a support unit. And then obviously next time this rotation comes around, we're going to be able to transform the physical Paikuhan, and that's when things will really get going. So that AGL Paikuhan coming in clutch with all the dodges, we'd love to see that. And then when he takes the normal, it's only double digits. So he took 1 out of, what was that, like 5 or 6 attacks on the turn. It's pretty good. And then the LR at 18 million here. There's the crit. Additional, sadly, only a normal, but there's the dodge. And then Goku at 20 mil here. I mean, Goku getting a lot of support on this turn, right? LR Paikuhan giving 40%, AGL Paikuhan giving 60%, because he's another World Warriors ally, super class. So he's getting all of the support from the AGL Paikuhan. So yeah, very strong turn for him. And then, of course, if we really wanted to, because it's just from turn 4 from the start of the battle, we could transform the other Paikuhan on this next turn. Although, we want to do this, like, realistically. We don't want... I guess we just do... this. I kind of want to keep... I wanted to keep... Gotenks around. I'm a bit worried about this Goku has such a massive like history of letting me down in slot 1, but we'll see how we go. I'm not going to transform the friend Paikuhan for now. We'll just get him giving the extra support. Goku gets the dodge, just in case Goku did take the hit, right? I'd rather him have that extra bit of support here. He does at least have guard and gets 200% defense when he gets hit, but obviously if he gets slot 1 supered in a lot of these situations, it does not end well for him. So here we can get our couple of attacks off, and then we should actually still, I think, get to attack with Paikuhan, because Goku, yeah, not going to finish off Kale here. So come on, you've dodged both the normals so far, and of course, like clockwork, dodges the 2 normals, eats the super. 450k, great. Love to see that. And then AGL Paikuhan again, the 18 mil. AGL Paikuhan, LR Paikuhan. Get the additional? Does get the normal additional quite a lot, which is annoying. In his base, it's like a high chance to become a super, which 50-50 shot, but yeah, it's pretty annoying when he doesn't do it. Now, obviously, we got some options on the team, right? We got a couple of Ghost Ushers, AGL Paikuhan, AGL Goku. Obviously, ideally, we want to have the Gogeta fusion rather than the Ghost Usher. Obviously, we've got the family Kamehameha standby. So I think we'll probably do this. So we'll do this first, right? Because this will create all of the Dragon Balls. Then we'll go ahead and transform AGL physical Paikuhan to create the rainbow orbs, because he does create a bunch of extra rainbow orbs. And then we should be looking good for the turn here. We'll float off the AGL Paikuhan here as well, because then we'll get the chance to see him paired up with the rainbow friend, and how crazy the rainbow friend's going to look on that turn as well. So we need to get as many orbs as we can for Gohan. So there's 7. Problem is we don't have a lot of health. I'm not sure if does Gohan tank a super for like less than, what are we on, 100k? What's your defense? 569. I mean, you would get a pretty decent heal off of that, but because yeah, we can't do the fusion, our earliest fusion, until the next turn. But that's right, we heal up to 300k. She's going to super straight away. Okay. Gohan should be fine, right? Dodge, big damage reduction, got the support. Although, to be fair, he's not getting a ton of support, because obviously he's getting the super class support from the AGL Paikuhan. Physical Paikuhan, to be fair, does give all allies support. Let me just bring up his transformed info here again so we can double check the... is it 40% still? Oh yeah, no, he doesn't give allies support once he transforms. But so there you go. Gohan only getting the 30% support from AGL Paikuhan, tanking that in slot 1 for like 30k. I think this Kefla hits for about 2.8 million, is it? Or something like that. So it's not too bad. Okay, so now we're going to... Of course I did. I turned this on so we could see the Paikuhan thing, and now we're going to get the... well, actually, it's only this one, right? Because we've already had the Goku exchange. So how do we want to do this for the final phase? We probably want to save Vegito, or like Vegito's active skill. Let's see. Because obviously we could just leave Paikuhan in slot 3 if we really wanted to, but defense-wise, you are the better option for slot 1. But if we get Vegito out now, we have to use his active skill next turn. Just fusing to Gogeta now. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, the Super's not in slot 1, so I kind of want to see this, to be honest. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, we could, I guess we could reset, right? But obviously, we're trying to do, we're trying to see the showcase of Paikuhan. We could use the active skill on this turn, but I'd rather save it for next turn. So we can get the 5 Rainbow Orbs turn with Gogeta. And then I guess we'll just get some extra defense for these guys at the end, I suppose. Might as well. We know they're not getting supered, but might as well get a little bit of extra defense. So we dodge in slot 1. Remember, until he takes the first hit, he has an 80% chance to dodge. And then the friend 49 million. Sadly, though, that's Paikuhan's, I think, biggest issue is that he has no additionals, like, in his kit, right? Like we saw at the beginning when I looked at the build, Toon's Paikuhan has 30 additional, which means a 60% chance to do an additional attack, and he didn't do one. Which is unfortunate, and of course, even if you do the additional from the hidden potential, it's 50-50 on whether it's a super or a normal. But for a character who is as strong as he is, like, defensively and everything, especially, like, you know, post-super, with all that defense, guard, 70 or 80 or 70% chance to dodge, depending on whether he's been hit. Like, for him to then also be dropping, like, a 50 mil attack stat that's a guaranteed crit is pretty good, but just imagine if he had even a chance to additional in his passive, it would give him the opportunity to get that additional and then the hidden potential and do, like, 3 attacks in one turn, and then he'd be absolutely insane. So, I mean, maybe that's why they didn't do it, right? Because he does a lot already as it is. But if he had an additional in his passive, it means his ultimate potential would be 3 supers in one turn. And then he would be going pretty crazy. So, Vegeta, I don't think is going to kill Kefla here. But that's fine, because then we've got Family Kamehameha Gohan on the next turn. We can get a bunch more orbs. I mean, ideally we would kill her this turn, because then we can get the Family Kamehameha against Jiren, but it's probably not going to be the case here. We also do have to deal with the fact that we have rotation locking coming up now as well, after this phase, right? So okay, so we can get 9 orbs there. Try and get as many as we can for the building up the Family Kamehameha. See if we can just one-shot Topo. I say one-shot, obviously he's not going to be on the first turn, so we're going to do a turn's worth of damage before we get to use it, but still. So yeah, Gohan takes up his defensive stance. And then Paikuhan, I mean 40 million for the 55% Paikuhan with like no support on this turn. 40 million guaranteed crit. It's pretty nice. So, oh wait, yeah, this one you don't. It's Vegeta's one you fight. Topo first, don't you? You just fight a different Paikuhan. I mean, this is going to be a wild turn. So, oh man, the super's in slot 1, which is really awkward, because you still have guard, but this Jiren hits for like 6 mil. So even just using Gogeta's active skill here isn't going to be saving Paikuhan. So it's annoying because it means we won't get to use it again later, but this will be the perfect turn to just use the active skill, because otherwise we're relying on 70% chance to dodge to survive the turn. The annoying thing is that as long as AGL Paikuhan dodged in slot 1, then we would be perfectly fine. Like, everyone else is going to tank normals, like, but do we risk it is the question, because we still have one more phase to go, but then at least we don't have rotation locking. That phase does then disable dodge though, so obviously the key thing is that we would, in the final phase against AGL Jiren, when Paikuhan can't dodge, that's when we'd want to use the active skill. So we've got to use Gogeta's one, because obviously it's one of those use it or lose it scenarios here, because he's going to be unfused the next time he comes around anyway. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's a shame it's not an action break on the active skill, because yeah, that puts you to 877k with guard, which is really good, but obviously not good enough to survive a super from Jiren here. I think we should just go for it, because we can't dodge in the last phase anyway. So if we get the dodge here, that sets us up really nicely. If we don't, then we die, but it is what it is. Although I suppose, what have you got in terms of, you've just got guard for the 7 turns, no damage reduction or anything like that. Because if I could throw on a Whis, just to see, because obviously in the next turn we're going to family Kamehameha anyway, and just kill him. So let me just double check his. I'm pretty sure it is this Jiren that does like 6 mil, right? Where are we? Goku Story, Universe Survival Saga, Int Jiren. Yeah, because he does basically 4 million, but he greatly raises attack for the turn, so he does 6 million. So to be fair, even with like 1 Whis, that's like 6 million minus 40%. Still is 3.6. Guard potentially cuts that in half, but it would still kill us regardless. So we either dodge or we die here with Paikuhan. So what's it going to be? We are going to find out. Can AGL Paikuhan come in clutch with that dodge in slot 1? He does. Let's go. We stand our Green King. We get 32 million attack stat on the Gogeta active skill turn as well. That's pretty good. And then a 34 million additional. Because yeah, his normals do like 2 million. So I think with the guard at least anyway, like Paikuhan should be fine if he doesn't dodge, I think. At least to take 1, right? He gets a lot of defense from supering, so. And obviously Gogeta should be fine with all his damage reduction and everything. Yeah, double digits from a normal if he doesn't dodge. And then yeah, 107 million from the Rainbow Paikuhan friend. 107 million, and then there's the additional. It's only a normal, but man, if only that had been a super. 107 million. That's the optimal turn though, right? AGL Paikuhan links and support. LR Gogeta active skill. So that means all of his links are active, because the LR Paikuhan gets all of his links except legendary power from AGL Paikuhan, and then obviously gets legendary power from Gogeta. It's kind of a shame actually. Well, if Gogeta could kill him here, that would be amazing, because then we'd get to family Kamehameha in the final stage, but unfortunately this guy has way too much HP, so we will not be able to do that. But yeah, AGL Paikuhan coming in clutch with that dodge in slot 1, we'd love to see that. Means we'll family Kamehameha Jiren on this next turn. AGL Paikuhan will be back for the first turn against AGL Jiren and can go ahead and use the Ghost Usher. Although, is that going to be... Well, actually, it won't be the first turn, will it? Because he was on this turn, so... Oh yeah, no, it will, because we're not floating him. So then we can Ghost Usher, then we get onto the second turn of Jiren, and we'll have Tech Vegito out, and then he'll be able to... And how do we want to do this? Because I guess we put... Oh, you're locked in slot 1, of course you are. So yeah, if the family Kamehameha doesn't kill, that's going to be really awkward. I mean, I guess we just go ahead and grab some extra orbs, just to hope that we are going to get the kill here. And then let's go ahead and family Kamehameha Jiren here with 115 orbs. Got 4 links active. No support on this rotation, but my STR Gohan does have 2 dupes now after the him returning on the anniversary banners. So if we get a crit here, maybe we don't need a crit with 107 orbs, who knows, but if we get a crit here at the most, we should take him out. But let's see. Still such an awesome animation. So what are we doing? Come on, crit. Let's go. Of course he didn't crit. If we crit, we probably would have killed him. Now the problem is, now what do we do in order to survive? Because you have guard. You have what, 70% damage reduction. But 70% damage reduction is not going to be, what are we talking, 6 million here. So let's get the old calculator out again. So 6 million minus 70% takes it down to like 1.8. Guard drops it down to probably like 900k-ish. That means he's still going to take like 600k. Maybe slightly more, which is a bit awkward. Goddamn rotation locking, man. I hate it so much. So yeah, I mean, I guess all we can really do here then is just throw this out. And then obviously that means we're gonna tank because Vegeta now has 110% damage reduction. But just locking, man, because it would be so good. Like on this turn, obviously he would still take damage if he didn't dodge it, but we could just put physical Paikuhan in slot 1 if there was no rotation locking. Obviously if the family Kamehameha had crit, then that would have potentially been GG as well, but what can you do? So obviously Paikuhan's still very, very good here, but I think we need another like crazy good like slot 1 tank for his team. So let me know who you guys think. Who would you run as the slot 1 for this? Maybe there's someone I'm missing, right, who just should be on the team. Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, obviously, unfortunately, in the longer events, loses his ability to tank. I mean, Gotenks can kind of get a bit dicey as well, right? Obviously, Jiren being AGL in the final phase is helpful. Doesn't have a Ki Blast Super, though, so Gotenks will be relying on actually getting his extra damage reduction in order to be able to tank against Jiren, but we'll see. There we go, I'm going to finish him off here. Just getting a little bit worried there. We get the 3rd super for 20 mil. And then we can move on to the final phase. So now, no rotation locking, but we do have the dodge cancelling. So obviously we cannot dodge during this phase. I guess we just go ahead and do this. We go ahead and active skill with Paikuhan.
You won't get past me.
Imagine Paikuhan trying to fight Jiren. I'll show you the skills of a true master. Right, so you're going to move Ghost Usher you. You get your full key here with the Dokkan attack. Full 24 key for you. There's the orbs for Paikuhan for his support. So, I mean, this is a pretty good turn. Gotenks getting the 60% support from AGL Paikuhan because he's on Connected Hope. So, there we go. So 22 mil. Obviously he doesn't have a ton of links here. I think he just has Fierce Battle and Legendary Power with the Paikuhan. And he didn't get hit first, so he hasn't got his buff for that. But also remember, Jiren has 550 million HP. So it takes a while to take him down here. Alright, but this is the Rainbow Friend Paikuhan now linked up with the AGL, and of course because Gotenks is next to him as well, so the friend has all of the links active. 73 million. Just a casual turn with the AGL Paikuhan support, 73 mil. And then another additional normal, sadly. No additional supers from the Paikuhans during this run, which is very unfortunate, the physical ones. I think we should be good here now, though, right? Because we Ghost Ushered this turn. This is what I was saying previously, right? How the strategy was going to be for the next couple of turns. We Ghost Ushered here, so we don't have to worry about AGL Paikuhan taking any hits or anything. Then on the next turn, we're going to get the Tech Vegeo fusion. So realistically, we just do this. Fuse into Vegito. Oh yeah, I should have turned the animations off before we start doing all of our Vegito shenanigans.
Vegeta? Give it to me now! This is what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yep. Thanks, Vegeta.
This is
Super Vegito. Another great animation here. Okay, so I mean, I guess if we're just going all in with the animations, we might as well. We can put Paikuhan in slot 1, I guess, because we can now go ahead and active skill with Vegito.
Witness the power of the Potara.
The power of the Potara. It's funny to think, like, with these bosses in these anniversary red zones have so much HP, which can be a huge problem a lot of the time. But then when it comes to Vegito, it just really doesn't matter. Although to be fair, he's not really losing out on a huge amount, because obviously I know we do more damage overall if we have him in like slot 1, because then obviously he gets more post super counters. So maybe we will just do that. So we'll do that, and then grab those for you. So Paikuhan still gets his 3 rainbow orbs, still gets his full key. So yeah, we should do a lot of damage in this turn. Vegito, of course, going to get guaranteed crits on all of these counters as well, because it's the active skill turn. Each hit builds up our attack power, then we get to attack, and then of course our attack stats are going to go way up for these counters. So 2 of these, around about 11.5 million. Vegito's attack stats obviously not anything too crazy. It's like all the damage just comes from the ridiculous amount of counters, which will now be firing out. Yeah, 6.4 with crits. Like, how much of an HP bar does that actually do? We'll see. AGL Vegeta at 20 million here. Yeah, man, Jiren just has so much HP. The next turn will be interesting though, because I'm not sure what the rotation is looking like. We haven't used Gotenks' active skill, have we, in this run? Because if we can active skill with Gotenks and put him in slot 1, then we should be okay, I think. Yeah, Vegeta getting some attacks off here, not exactly doing crazy damage, and then Vegito going to eat the super here. Active skill turn, post super, obviously massive defense, takes double digit damage. Oh yeah, of course, this guy crits on his super as well, as if it wasn't bad enough. Good damage from Paikuhan. And then what are we looking at here damage wise? Yeah, it's only about half a bar. So it's not too crazy, but still a lot of extra damage coming from Vegito. Wait, is there no super this turn? The fusion's active still counts like on the turns they're not on, right? So we should still have the scouter for this turn. Damn, 49k. And 25 mil here from Gotenks. My Gotenks only has one dupe, the Tech Super Saiyan 3, so 69%. So he still does pretty well. Would love to get that second dupe for him, right, to get the bottom right path and then like the gold equip slot unlocked. But Gotenks can still be very good. He's just like, he's on a lot of teams, right? This guy coming out with the leader skill and it being just another team that Gotenks can go on is really, really good. Gohan, as long as he gets a few supers off here, his post-super defense and the fact that he has guard should be okay. Because this Jiren does what? Million damage normals? So pre-super, his normals aren't really anything for anyone on this team to really worry about. and friend Paikuhan. 44 million on a turn like this where he has like 2 links active. Pretty good. Additional super, finally? Nope. Toons Paikuhan, 3 additionals that have all been normal attacks in this run. Pretty annoying. And obviously dodges everything, or tanks everything for double-digit damage. This turn is kind of awkward though. Like Vegito, I don't actually know, non-active skill turn Vegito, does he actually even tank Jiren's super attack? And we can't dodge, so like, we don't have any other option really. He's got 60% damage reduction and guard. I actually don't think he does. So, funnily enough, we are potentially going to die here. We're going to get the Paikuhan support. It's going to put his defense up a bit, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, I guess we'll see. But yeah, physical Paikuhan definitely doing very, very well. Obviously, Vegito, we're going to get a counter off here, but yeah, I have a feeling we die to this, right? Because his super does 2.2 million, but he greatly raises, so it's like 3.3, and he crits. So, oh no, 400k. Okay. I mean, to be fair, my Vegito's only 55% as well, so I massively underestimated how well he would be able to tank that. I guess damage reduction and guard does go a long way. The extra support from Paikuhan. Remember, of course, that these guys are Otherworld Warriors, so Paikuhan's giving them 60% support on top when he grabs his orbs at the end. So, yeah, Vegito absolutely just eats that. I mean, it's still 400k. That's still a decent chunk of damage, but obviously, you know, we've got more than enough HP left here now for Vegito to get a couple more counters. And then Vegeta should be okay to tank these normals, right? If he's greatly raising his attack, that means his normals do like 1.5 million. But Vegeta has guard. I mean, if Vegeta triple supers, he might actually just kill him. Although it'd be very fitting for AGL Paikuhan to deliver the final blow. But we are going to get the triple super, so I think Vegeta just finishes him off here. So yeah, there you go. The Paikuhan team with the new LR Paikuhan at 55% and a Rainbow Friend. No iteming the Red Zone Jiren, which I think this stage is still one of the hardest fights in the whole game at the moment. So there you go. And that's with both the Year 10 fusions at 55%. We've talked about this a lot in the past, right, since the anniversary, but with the pity from the anniversary and the fact that everybody got the wish from Purunga, I feel like at a bare minimum, unless you started like midway through the anniversary or like for whatever reason I guess didn't get to do the thing, like everybody should have Vegito and Gogeta, because if you were saving before the anniversary you should have enough stones to get to pity, because the anniversary gave out over 1,000 stones, and then everyone got one for free, and they were the 2 best ones, right? They were the 2 that you really needed to go for out of the if you were going to pick any one of the 6, like it was those 2 that you needed to get, right? But there you go. So we didn't know item it, of course. I did use the Whis. When did I use that? It was the I can't even remember which turn we used it now, but I thought I'd not used an item, but I guess I forgot. But there you go. Paikuhan did very, very well. That crazy turn with the LR friend, the Rainbow Friend, AGL Paikuhan and the Gogeta active skill, with him doing over 100 million attack stats, pretty crazy for a Paikuhan unit of all things. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I'll try Paikuhan out on some other team builds now as well, not just his own team. We'll do those very soon as well, but let me know your thoughts on LR Paikuhan down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.